Hello and welcome everyone to another edition of Gaming in Angular. We've got myself, we've got Jeremy Elborn, and we've got the amazing Jen here with us. We're all on the Angular team and ready to answer questions and to heckle Jeremy when he plays video games. What are you playing tonight, Jeremy?
So I proposed ScourgeBringer, which is the game I'm playing lately that I actually just beat earlier this afternoon. And so I'm going to just show it off for a little bit to Steven and Jen to show them how little they really want to play it. And then we'll probably play like Stardew Valley or something. All right, so you see my screen?
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
The Chiming Tree.
This is a roguelike. I've already unlocked all of the skill tree, and so this little area under here opens up once you beat the final boss for the first time. How do I? There we go. And this is me starting a new run. Get a little bonus here from having I get to keep one of my power-ups from the last time I ran.
So can you just fly in this game, or is your weapon making you fly?
Say that again? Hold on, my audio. I need to change my audio mix.
Maybe he's just stashing.
Audio.
But I feel like he never touches the ground.
Yeah. So yeah, basically your dash and your double jump recharge pretty often, so you can stay aerial.
Whoa, so many monsters.
I got hit. That was bad.
So is this game really hard, or are you just really bad?
I got hit. That was bad. It's pretty hard, but also I'm doing pretty. I mean, I'm not doing terribly.
To me, this just looks like Combat Celeste.
You say that like it's a bad thing. See, when the enemies get the little exclamation point over their head like that, they're doing whatever their big move is, and you can hit them with your heavy attack to stun them. Oh, this is annoying.
Wait, do you have a gun too?
Yeah, I tend not to use it on the easier levels just because it's not really necessary. But the gun recharges as you hit things with your sword, which is a mechanic that came from Hyperlight Drifter. Or as at least made famous.
Behind your weapon recharging when you use a sword. Are you using keyboard and mouse or using controller this time?
I'm using a controller for this game.
Are there any games you play with keyboard and mouse, or you why don't you just play on a console?
No, I use whichever is appropriate for the game. So let's see. What did I play with keyboard and mouse recently? What was I playing? Cyberpunk. I played with keyboard and mouse. Right? Anything with a shooting element, I'll play with keyboard and mouse.
Everyone should notice that Jen's rocking an Angular cup. Mine's downstairs.
Oh, I am.
I feel very embarrassed. I'm not in any Angular swag right now. So off-brand. Did you beat Cyberpunk?
I did beat Cyberpunk.
Jen, are you playing Cyberpunk?
No.
What? Why not?
I mean, I played Cyberpunk on my PC with I have a 1080 Ti, and it wasn't that bad.
I played it on Stadia and it was stellar.
Oh, Stadia.
This was when it came out while my mother-in-law was here because we were having a new baby boy, and I literally plugged a Chromecast Ultra into a monitor in my closet and was playing on that. So just a monitor and then my controller. Oh, it looks like we've got some questions in the
We
chat
got
here.
questions.
So let's take a look. If you were a vegetable, which would you be? Jen, you want to kick us off?
If that was a vegetable, huh? Maybe. I don't know why, but a tomato comes to mind, but I can't explain to you why.
Isn't a tomato a fruit?
A tomato
Oh.
is a fruit.
It is a fruit. Well, there you have it. I'm a broken vegetable. Darn.
Well, no, there's what is it? There's culinary fruits, which
Yes.
tomato is not, and then there's
Yes.
like horticultural fruit, which
Yes,
tomato
you're right.
is.
You're right. Because it has seeds, right? Is that the differentiator?
Yes.
Oh. Oh, well, I just lost in this game. I should stop
See, but,
answering
like,
questions for the night.
Should a pickle be? Is a pickle a fruit? Like it is, right?
Pickle? No, pickle's made from cucumber. Oh, wait, so that's what you're saying. You're asking if cucumber is a fruit. So, yes, because it has seeds.
But like it like, do we think of it as a fruit? Do people call it a fruit?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I mean, like that. So by that logic, pumpkins are also a fruit, right?
Can melons be fruit?
Melons are.
That is.
fruit.
We really need to dig into
Okay.
this. Let's cancel all the Angular questions. Jeremy, what vegetable would you be?
I don't know. What's the longest lasting vegetable? Pumpkin.
But it's a
Potato?
fruit, what you said.
Is a potato a vegetable, or is it like just a starch? Potato's got to be a vegetable.
It is a
right?
vegetable, right?
Squash are vegetables.
It's a root.
All right, so there's a question about NGRX.
Okay, we're gonna go chronologically here. Do you also
Sure.
play your own programmed snake game with RxJS, Jeremy? Did you build a snake game?
No, I've never built a snake game. I built Minesweeper before.
Ooh, that's fun.
We're also getting chats that say you're a carrot, Jeremy.
I'll believe it.
I don't like carrot.
Yeah, actually, so I'm interested in what everyone thinks. I was imagining next week we build a game. So instead of playing a game, we build a game.
It sounds
I
hard.
built Minesweeper before. Jeremy's built Minesweeper before. Snake could be fun. See, but like part of my problem is I end up using Angular for the structure of the application and services and TypeScript translation and like all these niceties, and then just writing JavaScript. Like the game is just pure JavaScript, and then you just have an Angular view layer, which I guess is still Angular. So if people want that, definitely say that you want that in the chat, and we'll build a game next week. I think that'd be fun. All right, we've got. Why do we need to have NGRX for state management? As there's a lot of boilerplate code instead of RxJS. If anyone watched earlier today, there was a Angular contributor day that was open. Anyone could join, and we talked about issues like state management, and there was a ton of ideas and opinions and things like that. Effectively, what we see in the community right now is that half of the community wants less RxJS and less like reactivity built in, and half of the community wants more. So that's one of our kind of fundamental challenges. And so the area of exploration that we had in the conversation was, what if you made it less required and more pluggable? So this would mean like taking things like the Angular router and removing RxJS from it, like not returning observables by default, but then giving you the ability to plug in reactivity to things like inputs or event listeners, those sorts of things, which I think is a really interesting idea. It's just very hard to execute when we have all these things existing, and like re-architecting them and making people change how they hold them and how they use it is it creates pain for developers, and that's something we actively try and avoid, is kind of change for change sake. Although we do think about this a lot, because if we can make Angular easier to learn but also more powerful, that's kind of a win-win. And I will say RxJS is a precursor or a requisite if you're going to use NGRX. Like NGRX is built on top of RxJS, and so RxJS is a tool in the toolbox that NGRX leverages to build you a full state management system. RxJS, you're really building your own state management system. It is not a state management system. So you're probably creating a service that has like your observables that you're streaming into all your components and those sorts of things. can we give the contributor link to videos? I think it was filmed, but it was not filmed in a way that will go live immediately like these streams. So if you stay tuned on, I think it's like angularmeetup.com, there are a bunch of meetups there that they end up hosting. Let me see if I can find it here. So angularmeetup.com. Yeah, it says next event coming soon. So if you just check out their YouTube channel, they'll probably put it up there. I will warn you, it was like several hours of deep conversations about the internals of Angular. And so there's, I don't know how useful it'll be, but it'll at least be very interesting to people. We're getting a possibly tech support question here. Whenever I release a new blog post and share it across social media, revisiting user gets 404 after clicking the page, as newly added blog route doesn't exist on old cache. I'm going to take a guess and say that sounds like a service worker misconfiguration, where if you install the Angular service worker and you configure it naively to prefer performance over freshness, you will get an old version of the site. This actually happens to me with the Angular.io website. Jen or Jeremy, does that ever happen to you where like you go to the Angular.io website and it's like out of date and you like have to refresh?
That has happened to me.
That's really frustrating to me. I think we should probably keep our doc site optimized for freshness, not performance. It's hard because like you want users to have a fast experience, but if you're showing someone the wrong docs, it's just a failure. So yeah, so if after refresh everything works fine, then it's absolutely probably. And if refresh makes it work fine and you're using service worker, this is absolutely just a out of date service worker, and so you should go into your NGSW manifest and change away from performance towards a freshness. What will happen then is you will only use the cache if the internet is down, and instead the application will actually try and fetch the data from the internet first, which is what you want, because what you've explicitly told your application is, and you're telling the browser, don't go to the internet for the content, just use what I've got here in the cache. And that's exactly the problem that you're seeing, like if they're trying to visit a new route that doesn't exist. One of the other solutions that I do personally is I don't actually rely on service worker for a lot of my caching. Instead, I use something like local storage. Now, there's a bunch of pros and cons to this, but the pro is that you can control and manage this in the application layer. So like I built actually HTTP operators around this or pipeable RxJS operators, where you can take any data in the application and say, this is cacheable. And then what will happen is it will load it from local storage synchronously. And then if the application then goes to the internet, makes an HTTP request, 5 seconds later, comes back and has real data, it will just swap out the data. The observer will just emit again, and then your template doesn't even have to know it needs to re-render. It just uses ArcGIS to re-render effectively, which is kind of cool.
I'll just say that boss was scary, Jeremy. I don't know what was happening, but it was pretty scary to me.
Yeah,
and look, who else is here?
That boss's name was Candlemask.
Judge Candlemask.
Did he have a candle for a mask?
No. Well, not that I could see. But it was pretty scary.
Explain what's happening, because I just, every screen looks like identical to me.
I'm just fighting enemies. Go from room to room, fighting enemies. Whoop. Apparently getting hit.
Is there ever anything moving around on screen that's not you and then also not an enemy?
No, I mean, there's traps too. There's like these little vents. All right, this will be my last room, and then we'll switch to playing something together.
We don't need to. If you're having fun, we can just heckle you all night.
Yeah, you got to win the game.
I mean, I can try to finish the run. I'm not having the greatest run, so I don't know what my odds are of beating it. No.
Jen, how do you feel about roguelikes in general?
Some of them can be fun. I wouldn't play it solo, but I would do it. I would do it co-op. I'll do it for the fun of it. But it's, playing solo is a lot of stress for me. which probably applies to most games, actually, for me. How about you?
I take roguelikes and I like try and weasel my way out of every single roguelike aspect of it. Like I am all about the meta progression system. I am all about the like not dying and being careful and things like that.
Oh my gosh.
So if you give me a roguelike, I'm going to turn it into a not roguelike. I'm like, how can I make this less roguey?
See, you should like Hades, Steven, because Hades makes death a rewarding experience.
Yeah, it's part of the story.
I played another half hour, just like I said I would on that stream, and I was just bored. I just like a bunch of the characters didn't have anything new to say for like 2 runs, and I'm like, I thought there was a story here, and then I don't care what any of the gods have to say. Nobody's made me care, Jeremy. The hook, the idea of like being, what was it? It's not. It's Hades' son, right?
Yeah,
Didn't kill me.
It doesn't what? What did you say?
I just said it just doesn't appeal to me.
Oh, it doesn't appeal to you.
It's so strange. It's such a good game.
I heard really
To me,
good
this
things about
game
it.
is like Hades without a story.
I mean, Hades is definitely a better game than this, right? This is very like focused on like it does one thing well, which is like the really twitchy, fast-paced, slow-state combat.
Which is really like an ideal game to play while you're trying to answer questions about Angular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you want to know about CSS?
What do you think of Tailwind?
I haven't tried it. People seem to like it. We just had a meeting on Monday with the CLI team to talk about adding potentially support for Tailwind to Angular CLI, and they wanted to know if, from the components team, if there were any objections to that. There were none. People were wondering if there would be like any conflict between what we do for our theming versus Tailwind, and there wouldn't be.
I mean, there's maybe not technical conflicts, but I feel like there's like philosophical conflicts like crazy.
I mean, it's a different philosophy of how you style things, but just because we use one philosophy for Angular material doesn't mean you can't use a different philosophy in your application, right? We try as hard as we can to make the components basically just like black boxes that like you don't have to care about their internals and you just lay them out on the page however you want.
Unless you want to theme them. And then you get to learn what a Sass mixin is. I have never written a Sass mixin, and the only time I've ever used Sass mixins is creating themes.
I mean, so Sass mixins it's a useful way to apply, like give people, like define styles and give people control over how those styles get applied, right? And so
a new player has entered the chat.
Hi, Jules.
I have zero clue how to use this. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can hear you. You're live to the world.
Hello, world.
Hello, world.
I was trying to follow along with the video game, but I'm clueless what you're doing.
I think we all are, except for Jeremy.
yeah.
I feel like I'm not doing a good job of heckling him either, though. Like, I'm just really bored by the game.
I was super impressed with your riff about the contributor days, though. That was good. I thought there was lots of good discussion today.
This is a really hard little mini boss.
Oh, poor Jeremy. Did you stick him in the corner? Like, I feel like you're cheating if you just stick him in the corner.
I don't even know where he is. Oh, there he is. I see him.
All right, we've got a question here. Angular sites are not SEO friendly. Any tips on improving it? So I will actually get at the premise of that question maybe first, which is that Angular sites absolutely can be SEO friendly. Like if you look at our documentation page on Angular.io, that is a pure Angular client-side web application with over 3,800 pages in the index. So like we try and hold ourselves up as an example of sites indexing well. So it definitely is possible. If you are not having success there, I would double check that your pages are fast, that they can be loaded in older browsers. I would be double checking things like, are you setting page titles and meta content? So we used to just have this title service that you could inject and like modify the page title based on what you're on. And then we added a whole meta service that you can use to modify like any of the meta tags. So all of those are good options if you want a fully client-side application to be indexable. The other thing you can do is server-side rendering, because even with a really indexable, good client-side application, you still won't get things like Twitter previews or Facebook previews when you're sharing. And so the solution to that is server-side rendering or pre-rendering of some of your content, especially if you have a static or content-heavy site that doesn't change very often. I, for example, every time I write a blog post, I just rerun my pre-render or script, which basically re-renders my application to HTML. And then when users visit, they see HTML, and then the HTML is replaced by the rich client-side application. And that gives you kind of the best of both worlds for a little bit of a performance hit for users. Anybody else have any SEO tips? Jeremy, is the Material website indexable or indexed?
I mean, it shows up on Google search, so probably.
And what did you do to make that happen?
Very little. I mean, the Google search engine runs basic JavaScript, and so as long as you're not like going overboard with the amount of script you're running on your homepage, like the Google crawler can get it.
I will point out, I'll just make fun of you a little bit, Jeremy. If you look at the top 3 results on Google search right now, 2 and 3 are version 9 and version 8. So we should probably no index the old legacy copies of our website.
That's good to know. It's not something I have thought about.
Yeah, no, I've never tried that before. We got a question. Can we get best practices video on how to use Angular every week? What do we think? Can we get a best practices video every week?
What best practices do you want to know about? Steven and I are trying to stream every week. We could just tell you.
Sounds like way more work than just watching Jeremy play video games poorly.
Hey, I'm not doing that terribly. I made it to the 4th level. Ooh, I'm gonna
do you have
die.
Stardew Valley? Because we could play some Stardew Valley.
What was that?
Do you have Stardew Valley installed?
No. Tell me.
You need to go into like your closet and get out your gaming rig.
I actually do have a whole gaming rig because my children have been here, but it is absolutely in a closet for sure.
Yeah, see, there's Stardew Valley for Android,
Wait.
mobile, but you won't be able to play online.
Do I need?
What's that?
Which flavor of gaming rig do I need?
Any flavor. Stardew Valley is not a very complex game. Most systems can run it. So Stravana answered he wants a best practices video on how to use RxJS. That is a very complex question with a lot of different answers.
I need that video myself.
I've given talks on that. Like, to me, the step 1 is understand what RxJS can do for you and like why you might need it. Oh no, did Jeremy just die?
I died.
Oh no.
It's attempt 67.
Is that good or bad?
That is just representative of how much I played this.
So I was saying, knowing why you're using RxJS and like what use cases make sense for you can help a lot. So like my example that is always like my go-to is like, why would you want HTTP to be observable versus just synchronous? And so I always like try and give examples of like, hey, what if you want the site to refresh the data? Or what if you want to put a refresh button in the experience so you can like check for updates? That is harder to do without RxJS. It's very easy to do with RxJS because you just like hook up that button to something that emits a value, and then you pipe the observables together, and then the template doesn't have to know about that. And that's kind of the magic for me, at least, like when RxJS started clicking, was this idea that your template doesn't have to know where your data comes from, where it comes, how often it's going to come. Your template just renders, and it keeps it very focused on just the rendering. And then you can handle all of the data combinations, migrations, all those sorts of things along the path.
The only best practice I would have to offer about RxJS is something I actually see pretty commonly, which is people will create a subject and then subscribe to another stream to emit on the subject instead of just taking the original stream and applying some operators and then having that be whatever gets subscribed to down the line.
And why would you do that, Jeremy?
Because that's how streams work. Right? So it's like, here's a way to think of it is you have a stream of like water, right, going through the forest. And what you can do is if you want to use that to drive something else in your application, you like divert that stream, and maybe you need to like run it across some logs or a water wheel or whatever, but you're still just diverting that stream. Creating a subject, subscribing, creating a subject and emitting is like going to the stream, getting a bucket of water, and then walking somewhere else and pouring it out and just like.
Oh, you're saying don't do that.
Again.
You're saying don't do that. Don't create a subject.
Don't create a subject if the only thing you're driving the emit from is another stream.
Okay, so you were saying an anti-pattern. I thought you were saying go do this. Like this is
No, that's the anti-pattern.
Okay, Jules, did you get Stardew Valley?
Yeah, did you hear it?
See, but on mobile, you're not going to be able to play with us.
Oh, well, I have a Switch. I have a PS4 somewhere that I have
PC
to
only, or PC Mac Linux.
See, I'll be honest. It's probably going to be an ordeal for us to bootstrap Jules into this.
Yeah.
Is it though?
Well, I have to put my dog out soon anyway, because I actually went to a restaurant tonight, which is like only the second time I've been anywhere in the pandemic. It was very exciting. Someone else cooked.
What's a restaurant?
Oh, I even sat indoors.
Wow.
What's indoors? Like home. You were at home.
No, I went to a restaurant. It was super nice. I mean, it was not really indoors, but indoors as you get it in Hawaii indoors.
I mean,
Like
you guys had this like pandemic on lockdown for like a long time, didn't you?
Yeah. No, I've still never really been anywhere, and we're pretty good here because we're kind of isolated.
All right. I think the three of us should get Stardew Valley going, and then Jules can make all the decisions. And, like,
No,
just like real life.
absolutely not. I don't want to make any decisions.
All right. Ajit asked about mixing reactive and other paradigms. I don't know. I think there's probably no right answer here. It's one of those things where it's like it's going to depend on how you like. It's going to depend on your own preferences and how you want to set up your app. Like in a lot of programming, there's never really a right answer. There's lots of wrong answers, but there's no right answers.
So I'll tell a brief story about my wife, who's a UX engineer, and she was building like one of her first Angular applications, and she built it all synchronously. So like the data from HTTP, when like she had a hard subscription in her service, and then when the data flowed in, she would save it to a local state so that she could access all the content synchronously, and that was like great until she wanted to update the view when like the data changed in the back end. And then it was like, oh my God, let me just rewrite all of this code to like rewrite all the variables to rerender the template every time something changes from anywhere in the application. And that was a big like eye-opening thing where she was like, oh, maybe I actually need to use reactive stuff. Like maybe observables are valuable. We're just waiting for Jen to share an invite code.
Oh, is that what's happening? I tried to invite you directly, Stephen. Did you get anything? Or do
is
I
that a
actually need to? Yeah.
Play game.
Can you
Connecting.
you join directly?
Magical. Steam knows what they're doing. Like they got this.
Yeah, let me try and do the same for Jeremy. Invite.
Connecting. Ooh.
Yeah, this is it working?
Valley. Stardewy. Maybe that's not working.
Is it working? Not working? Not working?
Just says connecting.
Okay. Let me try and grab
See,
a
what they
code then.
forgot to do is they forgot to catch the error in the stream. And so if the stream times out, it doesn't retry.
Mm-hmm. How does this work? How do I get a code
Oh,
for you?
it worked. It worked. It worked.
Oh, it did? Oh, good.
Angular farm?
Yeah, I don't know. Unnamed farmhand.
I've never played Stardew Valley co-op, so you're gonna have to teach everything.
I've forgotten how to do this. Oh, you haven't created a guy. Okay.
Well, it's not in your world.
That's true. That's true. Now, how does this work?
Let's see.
Right, I'm gonna click random 5 times, and then whatever that is, I'm gonna go with.
Go with this one. Oh.
2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's
I
me.
guess that's you. You kind of look
My
like
favorite
someone
thing. Oh, do I have to write Angular? What about like
Gadgets.
gadgets? I do like gadgets. I like IoT. I like drones.
You can like carrots. Maybe you like pickles.
I mean, I like carrots and pickles, but I like drones like way more.
Stephen, how do you feel about the drone broadcast ID requirements?
I love it and I hate it. I really don't think there's been that many problems over the last like X years with drones that we need them. But whatever.
All right. How do I join the game?
I just sent you an invite too. Did you not get it?
I haven't seen it. Let's see. On Steam or
On Steam.
let's see.
Jen, your farm is a mess. Clean this up.
Your farm is a mess.
Join game.
I'm trying to use the controller for this right now for the first time.
Oh, that sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, I think it'd be more relaxing that way.
How do I turn off the music? I gotta.
Is it too loud? Yeah, it's in options. Yep.
Off.
I didn't see the invite.
You did not?
No.
Well, you're also not really online on Steam right now, but let me try.
Oh, that's why.
Is that why?
Yeah. I had
there you are.
Set to invisible.
Okay, here, let me try that again. Did you get an invite yet?
No, I got it.
Okay.
All right, we actually got a real Angular question here. So how to provide security to Angular applications? JWT, Authgrid. This is something frequently asked in taking interviews. I have lots of opinions on security. Maybe Jeremy or Jen, do you want to talk first?
I mean, my answer to this is there is no right answer. Just like many things, right? The security provider that you need, like, all right. So I will say, like, you probably never want to roll your own security, right? Never do that. But in terms of like going to pick a provider or something like that, then like it's going to depend on what you're trying to accomplish, what the price is, whether it suits the needs of your application, right? Like if I'm building something super simple, just like a personal project, I'll just use like Firebase and Firebase hosting, Firebase data, Firebase auth, and that just like gets the job done for me. I haven't tried out other ones, but I know that they tend to be more feature rich and things like that. So it really just is something you have to look into and see what's going to be best for you.
when I get this question, I get very confused because Angular is, for the most part, a client-side framework. And so, like, at some level, there is no security in a client-side framework. And so
there's
some people are asking
security.
about like obfuscating their code. Some people are asking about like auth and sign in, or not auth, sign in. But like effectively, you can't trust your client-side application at all, and don't ever think you can.
I mean, if you're talking about security concerns on the front end, right, on the browser client, then you're talking about things like XSS. You're talking about like cross-site forgery requests.
But like XSS, if you don't bind to the dangerous bind HTML properties, you're going to be fine there. XSRF it's built into our something or other. It used to be built into our something or other. I think with our new router, we changed that. I don't even remember. Do you know what our state of XSRF, cross-site request forgery, is, Jeremy?
I'm pretty sure the HTTP client has support for specifying your token for that. I mean, even AngularJS had that. I don't think it's something the router does. I think it's something the HTTP client does.
HTTP client, sorry, yeah. I'm playing Stardew Valley. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not
By the way, there's no available cabins for me. You have to build me a cabin.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't join the game?
No. Each multiplayer person has to have their own living quarters.
Oh, that's strange.
No, it makes sense.
So we have to go and build. Well, no, that makes sense. But like, we have to build a cabin for you before you can join.
Yes.
That's really weird.
That makes sense.
Steven, are you talking to Robin?
I'm heading over. I don't know what the requirements are, so.
Okay, find out and then we can make it happen.
Man, watching you play this, it really makes me want to play it again.
It's so much fun. Bring back so many memories.
Maybe I'll convince my girlfriend to do like a new co-op farm with me. But I've already spent like 90 hours playing this game. I don't need that in my life again.
How many hours did I spend? Yeah.
I cannot build a cabin. Jen, can you?
How many do you need? How much do you need?
I think
it's not an option for me.
I think only the owner can do it.
Oh, so I need to go. Oh, I shouldn't have sent you. Sorry.
I'll look it up. Let's see.
I'll go.
Let's just use.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that it won't just happen for you.
We got another.
If chosen at the start of a multiplayer game, cabins are free. If built on an existing farm, the cost is 100 gold for each of the 3 varieties of cabin.
Oh, let me start a new game then. Is that how it works? If we all join together?
Maybe that's it.
Okay, let me do that.
About this character.
It says any chance to see native support for a dynamic application tabs, preferable with layout system from like VS Code. I don't quite follow what this question's asking.
A dynamic application tab. I don't know what a dynamic application tab is. A layout system like VS Code.
Yeah, I don't really quite follow what that means.
Like if you're trying to create a tabbed layout like what VS Code has, where the tabs are dynamic based on content from your website, I'm guessing. I mean, if you use Material, like you can use that tab animation. We don't support side tabs, do we? I mean, you could CSS it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
In our material design components, we have tabbed interfaces, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of different tab components.
Do we offer a side tab?
What do you mean by a side tab? Like
the tabs on the side,
horizontally or vertically stacked? Yes. No, we don't have like a vertical tab thing.
So at that point, like it would make less sense to hack the CSS and more sense just to build your own, because like it's really just a flex box. Like have it 2 divs, one on the right, one on the left. So yeah, that's how I would do it. I would have a nice little display flex, depending on the sizing that you want. Div on the left with N tabs based on whatever content you're trying to upload, and then tab on the right for the component that you want to load. And you can use portals for that. You could use your own custom ng if logic. You could use the router. Lots of different options.
All right, I got you. It's connecting.
She's just asking, using provided infra service in specific module always creates a circular dependency. What are some ways to work around this? It shouldn't create a circular dependency.
Yeah, because you shouldn't have a circular dependency because you have your wait. Depends on that. Yeah, it does create a circular dependency. Because basically the service needs to depend on, the service needs to import the module. The module needs to import the directive so it can go in its declarations, and the directive needs to import the service to use it. You'd have to create an injection token that's separate from the provided in. Boy, that's loud. Huh.
Yeah.
Jen, can you resend the invite? It didn't work for me.
Yeah. Maybe now you're locked out. Try again.
All right. I'll make my name Jeremy so that... No, I just can't. All right.
It's not loading in the game for me. I'm accepting the invite, and last time it just took me directly to the game here. I'm going to exit. Let me exit out, and then you can invite me.
Okay.
Okay. I closed it. Go ahead and invite me again.
Okay. Here, try now.
Play game. Preparing to launch Stardew Valley. Share screen. All right. Remote play together. Right click anywhere in your friends list to invite them. Okay.
That's promising.
This took a long time last time.
Mm.
No available cabins.
Wait, let me read about this. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's 100 gold. Just go build me a cabin.
Is that how much it costs? That's it? No material?
That's what Jeremy said.
I mean, I was just reading that off of some wiki somewhere.
All right, go check it out.
Oh man, do I forget how to play this game. What do I need to... I need like an axe for...
Pickaxe to... Oh no, sorry. Yeah, an axe for the wood.
And you don't start off with an axe, huh?
Yes, you do.
You do.
Yeah. Are you looking it up? For multiplayer, though.
Yeah. Isn't there only cabins for multiplayer?
Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
Up to 3 cabins can be chosen at the start of a new co-op game in nearby or separate layout.
Wait, was I supposed to have said that we wanted 3 players?
Yeah.
Wait, there's probably something with the setup.
Really? Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, hold on. Oh, you know what? Let me just go talk to Robin and see if we can build another one.
The carpenter shop, choose construct farm building.
I'm here. Construct farm building.
100 gold for each of the 3 varieties. Do you have 100 gold?
Yeah, we start with 500.
Plus the building materials below.
Very, very, very silly.
So 5 wood and 10 fiber for a plank cabin. But I want a log cabin. No, I like plank. Plank's good.
Oh.
You can't always get what you want, Steven.
You
5
do
wood,
need
10
material. Which one do you want?
I think I want a plank cabin, please.
Oh, do we have beach farm?
Yeah, we do. We do. This is the new map.
That's the hardest one, right?
Well, it just means you can't use sprinklers. But you can pick up seashells and stuff, I think. Okay, so I don't I was misled. You said there was no material needed, but in fact, I do need stuff. So I cannot build you anything right now because I don't. Oh, let me just buy it. Let me just buy the stuff. Never mind. I'll just buy it. I will just spend money on you. Do you want? I don't have enough fibers though, so you get to pick between the stone one or the log one. The stone one looks prettier. I'll get you the stone one.
Get a stained glass window in the upgrade. Ooh.
Fancy schmancy.
I'm excited.
All right, construct farm building.
I'm just gonna brag about my video setup now. I've got these cool like LED lights behind me now, so really taking my game up a notch.
That's pretty nice. I have lights too. Look, blue.
Jeremy,
Right. Where do you want your cabin to be?
Close to everybody else's, so we can have a party.
All right. Let me
invite you guys over for dinner.
Oh, what about beachfront property?
Okay, well, I'm not going to say no to beachfront property.
There you go. It's kind of off to the side though, but it's okay. There. So now you should be able to join. Let me try and invite you again.
No, I see you in the list. I'm trying to connect now.
Oh, okay.
Is it Fancy Farm?
Fancy Farm.
Ooh.
I need to go forage some stuff because I'm.
All right, chat. What should my name be? Appropriate, good offerings only, please. All right, I'm gonna hit the 5 randoms again thing. Wait. All right, boy or girl, and what name?
Hmm.
Come on, chat, don't let me down. You can't just ask questions about me and not tell me what I should call my character.
Why don't you take the first letter of every person who is spoken in a chat?
Oh my gosh, there's too many. So it'd be PH.
Or just what's in view right now. Let's see.
Shaj. I like it.
That's a good
My
one.
name is now Shaj. All right, we're gonna do 5 randoms. 1, 2.
And what's your
3,
favorite
4,
thing?
5. Oh, my favorite thing. This time it's going to be pickles.
Yeah, there you go.
Or should I have it be that that special code that gives you the item?
Is there such a thing?
Yeah, you can put the item codes, like the Unicode thing for each item, in any of the names, and anytime someone says your name, you get the item.
Huh.
Thank you. All right, I've never been here.
That.
I gotta look around. Okay, so that's just the normal.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing, except you can go forage along the beach, and then I think some fancy stuff gets washed up sometimes.
All right, what are we doing?
Well, I already cleared all the stuff I could clear with my energy, and now I'm going foraging.
I'm making a farm so we can plant our parsnip seeds.
Should I start planting?
Sure. I'll plant too.
It's also possible for folks to ask questions about English still.
On multiplayer, do we all get horses?
Did you say horses?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you still need to buy them individually, no?
Oh, my inventory is full already.
Yeah, I haven't played without a backpack in a while.
I don't even remember. How do you get a backpack?
You gotta
Not
pay
on
like
Wednesdays.
1,000 or 2,000 from what's his face, Pierre.
I'm gonna go fishing. I think that's gonna be my thing.
You're gonna need a fishing rod, though.
Fishing
Or
is
does
so
he not
hard.
Day 2?
Yeah, you need to go do it on day 2. You'll get something in the mail tomorrow.
Jeremy, say you?
Yeah.
Hi, Jeremy.
My character's name is Hornswoggle.
Do you want me to make some plot for you so you can plant your seeds too, Jeremy?
Oh, I have parsnip seeds.
Yeah. Here.
I'm like super low energy, so I was just
Yeah.
foraging.
Just like real life, Jeremy.
Come and plant them out here. I think does it exert energy to plant things? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Well,
how do I drop stuff?
Also, if anyone else wants to share their screen, I can switch between us. So it's not just me wandering around.
but you're doing so well.
Okay. No, okay. I'm gonna try to come plant some parsnip seeds then.
Mm-hmm. It's actually pretty nice on the controller.
Gun fishing. Back tomorrow. I thought maybe it'd be different in multiplayer. It is not.
I have exactly 1 seed left.
Well, that sounds exciting, Jeremy. You should share your screen.
Here, there.
We've stopped answering questions about Angular, and so people are dropping off like flies.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, people have to ask questions for us to answer questions.
Ooh.
Oh, what is trusted types? I can answer that. So, say you want to put some HTML content. Oh, it's getting late. You want to put some HTML content in your app, right? So you have some trusted content that's coming from your server, right? That has like bold and italic tags in it and stuff like that. And so you want to put that into inner HTML for something so that you can actually display it. Well, how do you enforce that whatever you're putting in inner HTML is safe and not actually an XSS? So currently, basically the way everybody does this is by marking certain values as trusted, right? And so in Angular, that's what like these safe types are, is that they're things that have been trusted and that it's allowed to be put into inner HTML, right? So if you try to bind to inner HTML in Angular, it's going to fail because like the value, if you give it a string, it's going to fail because it's not trusted.
But when you say it's going to fail, you mean it's going to work? It's just going to be run through the sanitizer.
Sure, yeah. Like I guess Angular will run it through the sanitizer for you and strip out all the unsafe stuff and make it a safe value. But the native trusted types will actually make it so that the browser itself will throw an error if you try to put an unsafe value into something like inner HTML or the function constructor or something like that. Anything that's an XSS vector. If you try to hand it an unsafe value, it will throw an error at runtime enforced by the browser. If I go to sleep for the night, does that affect you too?
No.
Okay.
I mean, Jen went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
How do you have so much energy left, Stephen?
What do you mean? I've been preserving my energy. Oh,
Yeah.
Is it a fairy? It's a fairy, everybody.
Wow.
Yay.
That's lucky
That's
for the first
special.
night.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But yeah, actually, like the gist, like for trusted types, it's ultimately to prevent XSS.
Do we all make the same amount of gold, or do we each get our own?
I think we. Let me see.
Only Jen gets
162?
we're indentured servants.
Pretty much.
I got 162.
Yeah, I got
Do we have shared
162
gold?
also. I
Shared
think
gold.
we share the same income, but we get different amounts depending on how much we spend. How much do you have now? Oh no, we have the same. Oh, so it is shared. Oh yeah, it's totally shared.
It's a commune. Oh, I got a mail.
Ooh,
Willie.
yeah,
It's gonna rain all day tomorrow.
that's great.
Oh my god, all of our parsnips.
That's
So
it.
here's you want the pro tip?
Extra luck.
Don't put them in the bucket. Sell them to Pierre right now so you can buy seeds right away.
That's right. Yeah.
What kind of seeds should I buy? Isn't it strawberries are the most, but that takes the farm.
Well, strawberries you don't get until the spring
day
festival.
14 at the dance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do I go buy?
I don't know. I forget. I have to look up what the best thing to plant is.
I think if I see it, I'll recognize it.
Let me see.
Ooh, it's Nova's birthday today. Okay. Carp. Lewis wants carp. Okay, let's go get the fishing rod.
Oh, you're too early.
Someone else should go get, or should start screaming so that I can not be the only one.
Oh.
Because I'm very embarrassing.
I'm just watering plants.
How do I craft?
You go to the menu.
I forgot how to craft.
So hit Y, and then it's the tab with a hammer on it. Here, I can stream.
Yep, I remembered. I got it.
You got it? Share screen. Share screen. This one.
Oh, we've got another question here. Can something like styled components be done in Angular?
You might have to answer that one, Stephen, because I
What is styled components?
it's a React thing. I'm not familiar with it enough to be able to answer intelligently.
I mean, I assume the answer is yes, because like all of our components are styled.
No, it's like a specific technique. I just don't remember what the details are.
I'm sorry we are not more helpful.
Is it like a CSS and JS thing?
All right, I'm gonna buy cauliflower, I think.
Wait, hold on. Let me look it up.
So the whole CSS and JS thing, the whole point of that is to have your CSS participate in your JavaScript module system so that when you like load components, your CSS comes along for the ride appropriately. And so in Angular, that actually happens automatically, right? Because you declare your style URLs and styles along with your component. Angular makes it so that those styles automatically participate in the JavaScript module system, and you don't have to worry about it. So Angular has done CSS and JS since before it was called that.
Get a kale or potatoes, Stephen?
Potatoes.
Do you remember that Angular JS didn't have styles for directives?
Yeah, I mean, it was back in the golden days of everything's globally scoped, right?
Mm-hmm. I got a fishing rod.
Me too. I need a chest back at the base so that I...
Oh, I can build you a chest.
Because I just can't carry all this stuff.
Okay, I'll make a chest next.
Is it bad that I've like automatically defaulted into like role playing and talking to everybody again?
No, it's fine.
Ooh, are the relationships shared?
No. No, that would be pretty weird.
Like we're all dating Haley. It's a quadruple.
All right.
I still want to do the thing where you just kind of like you try and date everyone, and then
But not marry
there's like
anybody.
a special scene that gets triggered if you're like boyfriends or girlfriends with every person.
I have never triggered that scene.
That'll be my goal for next time. My next
I think my go-to is. I think my go-to is Emily.
Emily's nice.
I don't remember. I'm sorry, whoever my old Stardew Valley husband or wife was.
Your old
I can't
fling.
remember.
Okay. Okay. I'll make you a chest.
Yay! Then I can drop stuff off.
Yeah.
You should make us a
here.
chest and just put it. Yeah, just put it wherever.
Right here. Pick a color. Purple.
Wow, you can change the color.
Yes.
Wow.
Let's see. Someone asked, have you used Tailwind with Angular? I don't think any of us have, but we just had a meeting on Monday of this week about potentially adding support for Tailwind to the Angular.
I thought we did. We didn't add it already? I thought we did.
No, it's something we were just talking about. It seems like it's pretty likely to do. The CLI team seems like they want to do it.
You can't sell fiber.
Oh, it's added. That was fast. We just talked about it on Monday.
Wait, who said we added it?
Ajit. So apparently it only took like no time at all for them to do that. Oh, right. I forgot you could look at people's trash for stuff.
But don't do it when anyone's around.
Yeah, I know. I forget how to make a sword.
I don't think you can make it.
You don't make them?
No, you just find them, or you can buy them from the Adventurers Guild people.
Oh, the cavern. We got to get in the cavern. I usually get a...
Should we all go together? Maybe go tomorrow because it's going to be raining.
Yeah. That sounds...
Let's go tomorrow. Yeah.
How do I get a backpack? I'm looking. I want to get a backpack before I go into the mines.
$2,000.
Yeah, we can't. It's too expensive. We don't have.
Drop everything off. You don't need. You only need your. Actually, one of us can bring each tool.
Exactly. Do you know the trick of like dropping off a chest in the cavern?
No.
So then you don't need to. Yeah, because the chest you can drop off stuff there, so you can drop off all of your, caving supplies in a chest, so you don't have to carry it with you.
Yeah, everyone like terraforms their Stardew Valley world. I've never done that. Like, I look at these worlds where they've like planted trees and plants out in the world, and I'm like, oh my god,
it's really pretty. It's very impressive.
I mean, I make my farm all nice.
Yeah, make my farm nice. I've never made like the city nice though.
Oh, I see. Like outside of your farm.
Like you can literally plant like fruit trees anywhere.
Oh, I didn't know you could plant them anywhere. I only ever planted them on my farm.
Also, those like diamond collectors or whatever, and like lightning collectors, like those can go anywhere too.
I didn't know that. What about beehives?
I'm sure you can put them anywhere you
want. Let's see. What are some mistakes you think I should absolutely avoid while building an app? Well, horseradish. Oh, right. You can't get into the mine yet, huh?
Oh. Maybe it takes a few days.
Yeah, don't we need a community center or something like that?
No, not a community center, but something else. Maybe it just takes time.
Isn't it after the community center event?
For the mines? No.
No? Okay.
No.
So Jen, what are some mistakes people should avoid when building apps?
Just building an app, or engineering or software engineering in general?
Let's make it general. What should people avoid when they're building software?
Well, over designing, I think, is one. I think people tend to do that.
Why don't you want to over design?
Well, because at least when it comes to a lot of the engineering that we do, requirements change all the time. So trying to preemptively guess at what you might need is a losing battle. It doesn't make sense. So you want to keep things simple and keep it easy to change, because you're gonna have to change it sooner or later. I think that's one thing I would say. So
Have
keep
you
it
ever
sufficient to
over-engineered an app?
purpose. Absolutely, of course.
Jeremy, how about you? What mistakes should people avoid when making an app?
I don't know. Like it's
The
a
mistake of not using harnesses.
got a geode. Not having tests. Tests are always good, even if you have a small app, because it makes sure that the act of writing tests alone is going to improve your code.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How did you zoom out, Jen?
How do I zoom out? I don't know. Oh, you're streaming me. I don't know. This is the default. I don't know. How are you so zoomed in? I don't know how you did that.
Oh, it was windowed. It's just a tiny little window.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm just max screened.
Yeah, I fixed it now.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's a percentage. Is that what this is? Oh no, this is just for the menu. Oh, wait a minute. Zoom buttons. You can zoom. There it is. But how do I get to that? Do I have to use my mouse? Guess so. There you go. I'm zooming in now.
Am I? I thought I was on the farm.
You are.
Were.
Are you
You were
not?
off to the left.
You're right here. Are you not here? Is that you? Isn't that you?
Here. I saw you over here.
There we go.
There you are.
All right, it's time to go to sleep, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, it's
I
only
mean,
11, Jeremy.
2 hours.
I meant
When
that
you
in
go to bed
game.
after 11, right? You lose energy the next day.
No, it's midnight.
No,
isn't it?
after 12. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, after when the color of the time goes red.
all right. Well, in that
Good
case,
night, everybody.
use the last of my energy to chop down a tree. You know, a soothing tree chop downing before going to bed.
That's how I like going to bed.
It's helping us go to sleep.
You know how I really go well to sleep? Making mistakes while building an app.
Counting all the mistakes that you've made over
Ooh,
your
wait.
entire career. That's how you go to sleep.
Did you guys level up? I love farming.
No, I'm still waiting for you to go to sleep. Oh, there we go.
All right, it's raining today.
Are we going to the caves? Oh no, it's still locked.
Yeah, we
Right.
can't yet.
Get out of here, crows.
Tomorrow,
No,
sunny.
get out of here.
Today,
Good
it's
humor.
a little
I forgot
bit
to
of
drop off my money. And
But
it's
can we
Wednesday, so
actually... How do you have a chest in your room? Do we all have a chest in our room?
I built one.
Oh, you built one. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
All right then, carry on. Hey, Stephen, did you answer the question about mistakes to avoid? What's
I
your
thought you
answer?
did.
No,
My
but
answer. I mean, I really loved your answer about not over designing it.
well, thank you.
Yeah, requirements gathering is hard. Like, it's impossible. You can never know exactly what you want to build day one. And so I really love agile approaches to like lean startup style thinking, where you try and build like the minimum thing that proves the app will make it to the next stage of discussion. Focus on your user. If you don't focus on your user and you focus on yourself, you're going to build the wrong thing.
Ooh, we should save enough money to repair that bridge down by the beach.
We need backpacks first, I think.
But those are so expensive. You only need 300 to repair that bridge, and then the stuff that you forage from there, you can sell for a lot.
Oh, there's a noise. What's that noise that sounds like a ghost noise?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just heard it. I don't know what it is now. I'm in a cutscene. Maybe I'll look up.
There's a skip button on the lower right.
Lower
That's what
right.
I hit when I visited Willie.
Oh, thank you. Hello. I didn't even mean to talk to him. I just wanted to go pick up stuff off the beach. I find fishing so hard in this game.
I sold like 7 fish this morning.
Oh, it's not 300 gold. It's 300 pieces of wood.
Oh, well, I got a ton of wood.
Yeah, let's do that.
There should be a bunch in the chest in my hut.
Okay, I'll go get it. Do you know that you can actually go to sleep in anyone's cabin? Yeah, if you can't make it to yours, you can just go into the nearest one.
What if someone else is already sleeping there?
Not a problem. It's a
Really?
very friendly kind of game. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're all sleeping in Jeremy's bed.
It's a Casper.
I have a Casper too.
Where am I? I'm lost. Never come up this way before. Okay. Okay, so 45. And 33. Okay, we need like 222 more pieces of wood. Let's get chopping. Are you fishing right now, Stephen?
I am.
I'm fishing.
You're fishing too? Oh. What on Ustream? That's more exciting than me chopping wood.
Ooh, I got a carp.
Mm.
Pierre wanted a carp, right?
Oh yeah.
Better run to them
Willie-
before
Willie
it
wanted a carp.
expires.
Where's Willie?
At the right here.
Huh?
By the beach?
Oh, by the beach. Let's see. Steven, are you planning to release any courses on Angular anytime soon?
Oh.
What do you mean courses? Oh, like actual videos, like the thing the channel is supposed to be for. Yes, I have a video that I am working on about capacitor because they released a new version, or they're about to release a new version, one of the two. And so I was going to try it out and show it off a little bit, kind of compare and contrast the experience with capacitor now to earlier versions. I swear I'm hitting the button at the right time. There's just like, I don't know. Oh, is it server lag? Do you think that's why I'm not catching fish?
I'm not having any problems. What for you?
Could just be me.
Blame it on the server.
Oh no, I don't want that.
So, Sharon or Sharon, what kind of courses do you want to see? Because I like making content that people actually want to watch. So, if there's content that would be valuable to people, that's what I want to make.
Cool. I gave Willie his fish.
Was he happy?
He was very happy.
Are the fish records unique to each of us?
I would assume so. I'm exhausted. Oh no.
Oh, Jeremy, I figured out what's happening. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing your audio.
Oh, well, it sounds like a personal problem.
And that's why
I can lower mine a bit.
I'm grabbing the fish.
Are you up here? I see.
No, he's at the river, I think. Or the mountain river. It's right
There.
there.
I'm on the beach now. There, I've lowered my volume a bit. Hopefully that won't be as much.
I mean, I didn't even realize why I was reeling in and it wasn't working. I was going off of audio cues and it was just your audio cues.
Funny.
See, I heard that one, but that's yours.
Mm-hmm.
Jen, do you want to help us build a game next week?
Okay, I could.
What game
I
should we
could.
build? Because like 90% of the work is just figuring out what we're going to build.
Oh, I can help with that. Maybe. Oh, wait, new question. We should play Astroneer. Astroneer together?
Astroneer.
What's Astroneer?
It's like a buildy, world-shaping game. I actually played a demo of it. I think before it came out at South by Southwest.
You're so hip, Jeremy. It hurts.
There's something here that I've never seen before. Come to the northwest. It's end of the farm. Oh, or it just switch over to my stream. That works too. What is this thing? Oh, quality retaining soil. What? Okay.
I think you don't have to water it a second day. I think you water it one day and it stays watered.
That's cool. I'm gonna pick up this mussel too. Oh, hi, Grandpa's grave. Kind of creepy. Oops.
What is it? We need 3 lights?
Mhm.
4 lights? I feel like I forgot everything I knew you used to know about this game.
It's okay. I'll come back to you soon enough. No, I never played Astroneer.
Astroneer. Is it
I'll
good?
look it up. Jeremy, is it good? Or Sharon, is it good?
Is
Or
what?
Sharon? Astroneer.
It didn't catch my interest when I played the demo. I got some rice shoots. Should I plant those?
You could. They're not
Not very valuable.
They're nothing fancy, I don't think.
I mean, if you have them, we should
But you might as well, I guess.
plant them, right? Like,
yeah. How come we're not selling any of the stuff?
what do you mean? I sold all my fish.
There's like all this fish in here in the
That's
box.
mine.
That's yours?
I'm deferring the management to just do what they will with that.
You just want me to do all the cleanup.
Well, so no, I don't. I know there's reasons to hang on to like at least one of each fish in case someone wants one.
I guess there's that, and I guess we can wait.
We need the money to buy seeds.
Early game, yeah.
And backpacks, like.
Well, but it does make sense to save whatever we need for the community center.
Yeah. Like my
if we really wanted to do that.
My strategy was always save one of each thing at least, so that if I if like Pierre wants a trout, then I can just like grab it and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, I guess I can go and make more chests so we can store more stuff, one of each thing.
All right, I've got the idea of what we should build. We should build just the fishing mini game.
Just the fishing mini game.
Because everyone loves it so much.
I was gonna say something about the games. What was it? I forgot. Oh.
I'm exhausted.
Oh, I remember now. I started playing this idle game. I think that would be fun to build as well. But there's nothing fancy about the UI or anything. I think the game logic would be fun to make.
I've played it. I love idle games, so like, they're way too addictive for me. What's the premise?
It's got like everything. I've heard reviews that is very similar to RuneScape, if you are familiar with that from back in the days.
You mean it wasn't called Run Escape?
I don't know. How do you even say that?
No,
Run escape?
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I start playing this. See, you can see, but oh wait, no, it's over here. See here, I'm chopping trees. I'm doing stuff, and then there's like a variety of things you can do. You can like cut wood. You can go fishing. You can do mining, crafting.
Oh, you're showing your screen. I'm sorry. I
crafting.
didn't.
Oh
didn't
yeah,
know.
sorry. I'm just tossing.
Uh,
Oh no, I'm just on my phone. Whoa, there we go. There's like
Very
all
nice.
kinds of stuff you can do, and you can do battles. Anyway, an idle game could be fun to build, but I think it's the business logic that would take a really long time, and that would be really tricky. And we cannot build that overnight unless we design it. Unless we start designing right now.
It could be an Angular team game. So you can work on optimizing like build performance. You can make it more reactive. You can make it less reactive. You could and then I guess maybe it'll end up playing a little bit like, what is that game? Democracy?
I don't know that game.
Oh, isn't that game like where it's like you have to set policies and like every policy you set like makes you like stronger militarily or like weaker politically or socially, like you're like balancing stakeholders.
Get away, Crow. Oh, Jeremy, are these the rice shoots?
Yeah.
I think you got to plant them by water, I think.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. I think those came out after I played the game.
Okay. That's all right.
Or
They
at
don't
least
do
I
much
don't remember.
anyway. Oh, wait a minute. I don't need to water these.
Tomorrow's going to be clear. Oh, today is an extremely lucky day.
But can we get in the caves yet?
I'm checking right now.
I think the cave's still closed.
I think it tells you.
Do we
I
need
think
to like
there's something. I remember now. I think we just get something in the mail saying something about the landslide has been cleared. Sorry for the inconvenience, and that's what that is.
we actually have a question here. What are some web dev trends that are going to pick up or should gain momentum?
Talon's pretty popular. That's one I see a lot of people talking about.
Mm.
I don't really know what else. I think
What do you think, Steve?
We're going to see more like evolution of the whole like CSS participates in your JavaScript module system over time. CSS optimization is probably also going to see something that becomes more mainstream. Especially like CSS class name minification. I'm surprised that's not as mainstream thing. The world is due for a JavaScript optimizer, or more specifically, like a TypeScript optimizer that uses the types for optimization. Although that is not an easy problem. It is like, from a mathematical sense, right, is a very difficult problem.
My perspective on web dev trends in 2021 are I see two big things in it. Like these aren't even new, but I see server-side rendering getting bigger and bigger. Having more hybrid models where like part of your app is server-side rendered, part of your app is pre-rendered, part of your app is just pure client-side. And then the other one I see is module federation, where if you're working on a large project, you want to be able to redeploy parts of your application or have independently deployable chunks within your app. I think that's gonna.
Oh, you know, you're talking about server-side rendering. I think one thing we're going to be seeing in the next few years is some framework doing server-side rendering that doesn't depend on Node on the server. Right? Something that gives you symmetric server and client-side rendering with like some kind of declarative like binding that's not based on arbitrary execution of JavaScript code, and instead binding to like some kind of data object, whether it's like a JSON object or a protocol buffer or something equivalent to that.
Is there a reverse GUIT, like where you can run JavaScript in Java?
Reverse GUIT. That would be super difficult to do because because Java is like in a sense much stricter and much more constrained than JavaScript in like a meta-programming sense. It's not unreasonable to write Java code and then map it down to JavaScript. But doing the opposite would be really difficult without putting in very tight constraints over what you could do with the language. There's not as much foraging stuff as I remember. I remember coming down here and just like finding tons of things to forage in the past.
You gotta go down more. I think there's like some like spring onions and stuff.
Yeah,
if you go down,
you
found some,
but not a lot.
I've overexerted myself. Now I'm moving really, really slowly. Was listening to you talk and then wasn't paying attention.
So I want to make sure we all get to bed tonight because it is a work night. Should we wrap it up in like 5 minutes?
Yeah, 11:30 is typically should be my wrap up point.
Or should we finish the Stardew Valley day?
We can finish the day.
Yeah, I'm already down for the day since I'm moving very, very slowly.
Eat something.
Oh, I guess I could do that.
Can you eat something after you've become exhausted?
Why not? What can I eat though? Can I eat some fish? I guess I can eat the fish that you left behind. I can go very slowly, fix that bridge.
Oh, I got a sunfish.
A sunfish? Ooh, that's definitely needed for the community center.
Okay, what can I eat here? The sardine is probably safe to eat, right? I don't think that's something we need for the community center.
Yeah, people eat raw sardines all the time, right?
There's a sunfish in the chest already.
Oh, well, I got another one.
That's
Bad job, Jeremy.
Look at this. Oh, yeah, I'm moving again. Okay, I'm gonna go fix that bridge. I'm excited. Oh, I'm streaming.
You're doing the most exciting thing of all, fixing a bridge.
Fixing the bridge. That's exciting.
It's a metaphor for Angular. Trying to build bridges.
Sharon says, it's great. It's come a long way after the initial demo. I think they're talking about Astroneer.
No, I think that was Tailwind.
Oh.
Back when it was posted 5 minutes ago.
All right. Fix the bridge. Yes. Look at all these things we can pick up. Yay.
Your foraging's going to be off the hook tomorrow.
I know, right? We're going to be so rich. So rich.
So let me guess. I bet all three of us we like the relaxing, slow-paced story fun part of Stardew Valley, but we also try and economically maximize, don't we?
For me, it's very much about the like RPG progression and getting down into the dungeon.
Hi, Sam. Yeah, the dungeon for sure. It's so much harder to do the dungeon on PC. I think on mobile is a lot easier.
Oh, really?
I find that very hard to believe.
Oh no, because on mobile it auto attacks.
Oh,
So you don't actually need to click or do much.
I'm sure that's a setting in PC, isn't it?
Is it? If it is, I might change my mind. I'm gonna go through people's trash. Acorn. I want to build a barn. Oh.
See, Stardew Valley is like a one more day game for me. Like where I'm always like, what if I just keep playing a little more?
Yeah. Someone's chopping wood down here somewhere.
yeah. Clearing the farm.
Ooh, flower. Oh, but can I pick it up? No space. Let me plant this acorn. There.
Yeah, Stardew Valley is like supposed to be like a relaxing game about like checking out of city life and like getting back to nature. And I'm always like, how can I min-max like farming? Like, what's the optimal path?
Yep. Yep.
Like, what day do I have to plant things to make sure that I have like I can buy as many strawberries as I can on the like day of the
Yeah.
farm?
Yeah. You have to use the profit calculator for sure.
Get on that strawberry grind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a reason I know that midnight is like when you run out of energy, because like you play until midnight every night, right? Like,
Mm-hmm. And don't have too much money on you because you might lose it if you get exhausted and you pass out. Angular question. Yay. How to think about Angular modules. What's the benefits of splitting up into modules? What parts should you put into its own modules?
Steven?
me? Oh, the primary benefit of Angular modules is it gives you a conceptual separation between features of your application. And so like it also gives you the ability to lazy load and code split. So for example, if you make your administrator page a module that's separate from your main code and you need to load some big fancy form library, you don't have to make the people that are visiting your homepage pay for that form. So if you put it in an admin module and then you have that admin module have its own isolated like routes and components and things like that, you make users just pay for the things that they're actually using, which is really nice. People really love just the conceptual separation of like, oh, I can think about the different parts of my application, how they fit together. I'm sleeping in Jen's house.
Yeah, I'm going to your house right now.
What parts should you put in their own modules? Anything that is not part of an experience. So I tend to split up my application into like experiences where a user is doing a bunch of like, what is the task a user is performing right now, or what are they trying to perform? And that generally forms the basis for a module for me. All right, don't start the next day, or otherwise I will want to keep playing.
Oh, I have exited.
How do I exit? Is it safe to exit, Jen?
I think, yeah, I'm just gonna kill it as soon as I can.
What's the benefits? Yeah, so code splitting, conceptual separation, like it's just like it's the same question of when would you split all your code into a bunch of different functions? When it makes it simpler, when you can abstract lower level concepts and not have to worry about them. And like this idea of components is perfect for that, right? Like I shouldn't have to worry about what a post looks like when I'm designing the list of posts, and I shouldn't have to worry about the detail whatever edit mode when I'm gonna stop screen.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Screen. So that's generally the thought about modules. Modules, developers that use modules really like them, but there's a bunch of cruft around modules where like you're spending time importing them, exporting them, creating them for like really simple things. Like at Google, you'll see a lot of code bases where every component effectively gets its own module. That's actually how we architected Angular Material, so that you could just load exactly the components you need. Where like, but even there, like if you look at Angular material, there's always a couple components in each, right? Like that are related to the same sort of task that you're doing. Jeremy, any other thoughts on modules?
I mean, module is just like, it is a grouping mechanism for components and directives. It is a configuration module for the dependency injector. Use it to group components, use it as lazy loading boundaries, like Steven said, use it as API import boundary. It's kind of the big problem with it is actually it does too many things.
All right. Well, we are going to end the evening here. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jeremy, for playing games. I think next week we're going to try and build something which will be a little bit more Angular-y, and we'll try and, I don't know how we'll do it, like maybe VS Code, live editing, whatever. So we will need a lot of participation next week in terms of people telling us what to build, how to customize the game, those sorts of things. But it should be fun. It should be fun, I think. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.